Welcome to Cinema Sketches. I'm Dan Beasel, and I'm an artist with a love for movies. Finding artistic inspiration can be challenging, so why not draw inspiration from those movies? Watch as I create whatever art the movie inspires, and listen as I share my thoughts on the film. Be sure to like, subscribe, and activate those notifications to help the channel. Today, I'm drawing inspiration from the 1985 film The Return of the Living Dead. Written and directed by Dan O'Bannon, from a story by John Russo, Russell Steiner, and Rudy Ricci. It stars Clu Gallagher, James Karen, Don Calfa, Tom Matthews, and I think we have to say most importantly, Linnea Quigley. So the letterbox synopsis is as follows. When Foreman Frank shows new employee Freddie a secret military experiment in a supply warehouse in Louisville, Kentucky, the two klutzes accidentally release a gas that reanimates corpses into flesh-eating zombies. As the epidemic spreads throughout the town and the creatures satisfy their hunger in gory and outlandish ways, Frank and Freddie fight to survive with the help of their boss and a mysterious mortician. Now let's dive into it. Hoo-wee! We've got a good one here today. I wanted to do Return of the Living Dead because I was only 9 when I saw this at a drive-in theater when it came out, and you also have to imagine too, like, Thriller was still pretty recent, so yeah. Zombies ended up like getting in my brains and really just kind of influenced me as an artist. The surprising thing is though is that I never really drew anything directly from this movie. So today I've decided that yeah, I'm actually gonna draw something from the movie and I'm gonna draw Tarman. You know, from the movie. He's iconic. Anthony Tarman, most likely to ooze tar in high school. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going in right now and I'm just using my pencil. I'm really going to spend some time just kind of refining this one a little bit because there's a lot going on. And part of my idea too with this is that I haven't really drawn any horror stuff in quite some time. And you know, oh yeah, you're also going to probably see my Goonie head popping in every once in a while on this one because of the larger format of the paper. You can check out my cool readers too. Yeah, just kind of going in, figuring it out. You know, it's a lot going on, and I really kind of wanted to capture some kind of old school horror comic vibes with this one a little bit. And for that reason, we're going to see in a bit here, I'm going to go in and ink it with a brush. And it's not a technique, I mean, I've done it quite a bit, but it's not one I have done recently, so I'm probably going to be a little rusty. More on that later. So yeah, the summary for this movie really just kind of, they did a really good job with it, so it's taken a lot of the heavy lifting off of me, I guess, to explain the setup here. And it's a really fun movie, and there's also something that they don't mention in there is that the one character, Freddie, his friends are waiting to meet him because it's July 3rd, according to the movie. So everybody's probably just getting ready for a really big 4th of July weekend, getting into some shenanigans, drink some beers, whatnot. Yeah, have a good time. And all of his friends, they're just like a wide variety of just 80s trope teens, I guess. I don't know. There's some punks, there's some new wave kids. It's pretty fun. It's a decent little variety. They seem like they're up to no good. Yeah, so here comes the brush. I'm going to get my little piece of paper out so you can see it. This is where I usually just get the excess ink off the brush. before I go in and actually start inking anything, because it's just kind of good, because otherwise I could end up with some like really crazy blobs, and I'm sure that's probably going to happen here and there, but I'm probably not going to tell you when it does, but it'll be there. So yeah, anybody who's not familiar with Tarman, he's very goopy zombie that comes out of the canister that Frank and Freddy accidentally open, and they expose themselves to some gas. And one thing about that gas too is that when it comes up in conversation in the movie, Frank tells Freddy that Night of the Living Dead was a real thing, and it was an actual true story, but it didn't happen like how it happened in the movie. And that's always kind of a running gag in this movie, because this is a horror comedy for those who may not have seen it. It's wild. It kind of goes a little bit all over the place, to be honest. Sorry if anything kind of gets out of the plane of view. Like up there. Hey, way to go, Dan. Good job. Good job. Yeah, so I'm also using a number 4 brush with... I usually get watercolor brushes to do my inking, because they just kind of hold on to the liquid a little better, and it's not for anything thick, and they tend to last a little while longer for me. But yeah, I can burn through one of these brushes pretty quick. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of work in sections, and I like to move around a little bit here and there, whatever is kind of grabbing my attention at the time. And also it's helpful to not get my hand in the way. So if one section's drying, or I feel like I might be working it up too much, or you might see me possibly turn my hand upside down, it's because I'm looking to see if I might have dipped it into some fresh ink on the paper, because I definitely don't want to smudge it. The characters of Frank and Freddy, oh man, they're a lot of fun. These two guys, apparently the actors themselves did become friends after this movie, and they do show up as different characters in the sequel, but I guess, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. That's a whole different scenario that we're not going to worry about here, because we're going to talk about this movie. Yeah, really getting in there, adding some drips and stuff hanging down. I'm probably going to add some more later. It's not like a one-for-one or how he appears in the movie. It's going to be a little bit of my own take here. But yeah, while Freddy and his girlfriend and friends are waiting for him, you know, we kind of meet them. They're a lot of fun. They got cool names like Spider, Trash. One guy, probably can't say his name on YouTube, but we'll refer to him as Sue, and I'm sure you'll probably understand what I mean. Oh yeah, there's also Scuzz, and there's also Casey, and you know, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck. One thing I wish I had done in hindsight watching this video, now that I see myself working on the hands, is that probably should have figured out the hands a little bit better. Not the hand I'm currently working on, but the other one, definitely, I think I could have done that a little better. So But hey, like I said in the previous video, and I'll keep repeating over and over, we all make mistakes in art, and you know what? It's okay. What really kind of brings on the apocalypse in the movie too is when Frank and Freddy get exposed to the gas, and they end up going over to the mortician because there's the gas also activates all the different because it's a medical supply place. You know, it's activating and reanimating all the corpses in there. There's like a full actual corpse in it. You know, they think that to dispose of the zombie, that you gotta get him in the head, like in Night of the Living Dead, but that doesn't work. This universe is a little bit different, and so they end up dismembering this corpse, and then they take it to the mortuary because it still is like wiggling around and being troublesome. So once they convince Ernie, the mortician, to cremate it, it actually releases up into the air, and when it rains down on the cemetery where all the friends are hanging out, and they're getting exposed, and it causes all the corpses in the cemetery to rise from the grave, and chaos ensues. But I'm not going to get into a whole ton of detail about it. There is some pretty fun stuff in here where once Freddy starts to turn, you know, he's saying to his girlfriend Tina, if you really love me, you'll let me eat your brains. And all I can think of is Napoleon Dynamite and being like, Tina, if you really love me, you let me eat your brains, you fat lard. Oh man, my big head got in the way. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to cut out some parts where my big head gets in the way and causes things to go out of focus. Maybe I'll leave it in. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, so yeah, with that scene too, there's also a really cool song by the Quincy Punks called Tina that plays a clip of it in the beginning, and it's a pretty fun song. Definitely check that one out. It definitely was not on the top 40, but it would be pretty funny if that was. Coming up next, the Quincy Punks with Tina, because Tina, if you really love me, you'll let me eat your brains. Speaking of music though, yeah, this has a very fun soundtrack too. No, it's got a lot of cool bands from the time on there, like the Cramps. You got 45 Grave with Party Time. That's an instant classic. You get some of the Flesh Eaters, TSOL. I don't like TSOL, but they're on there. But that's just me. Wow, I'm probably gonna make some people irritated with that. You can't forget Rocky Erickson though, Burn the Flames. Whew, that one rips for a slow song. So also I noticed too, with the main theme in this movie, there's definitely like a dong sound, which totally sounds exactly, or I should say, the Taco Bell dong sound sounds exactly the same as the one from the theme in this. So yeah, what does that mean? Let's think about it. What is Taco Bell feeding us? So I do take out a little piece of paper at one point, and I kind of test to see how the alcohol markers will do when I use this ink. So I was a little trepidatious at first, so I decide that I'm going to go in. And all I'm doing is I'm dipping my brush in water, and I'm just kind of going in and I'm making a wash from the ink I've already laid down. This is something that I don't think I was ever taught this. It was just something I started doing when I was in high school. I didn't necessarily brush my inks, but I would go in with a wet brush and I would wash them out. Plus, I'm kind of low on alcohol markers right now, so yeah, I decided to save myself the trouble with getting a really light tone, and I just decided to do this wash. Then I decided this thing needs a little bit of color, so I kind of go in, I decide, what the heck, I'm just going to use some of my alcohol markers in here because I really just want to bring out some of the colors of Tarman, even though he's just mostly black. And I really want to highlight some things, so I'm just kind of dabbing the marker for the most part, so I don't smear a whole lot. And there are times where it is strategically smeared. Another thing too with this movie is that the effects are fantastic. Love the effects in here. All the sculptures of the different zombies and stuff are really cool. The zombies are a little different in this. They can talk, which is interesting, and it's conveyed through one scene that because this is actually the movie where it was about zombies eating brains. This is where it comes from. Even though in the description of this movie, it says that they eat flesh, but that's incorrect. They actually are after brains because brains help alleviate the pain of being dead. In their minds, they're losing it. They can't handle it. And eating brains is supposed to take away the pain, so the one zombie says it can feel itself rot, which is a terrifying concept if you think about it. And then I'm going to top things off with some white colored pencil, as I am wont to do, to just make some of those highlights pop. Maybe I like this because I used to be a tattoo artist. Maybe that's why I like that toned paper so much. It's kind of like working on skin. You do a fun gray wash piece and you'd add some white, add some highlights and make them stand out a little bit more. Add a little shadow underneath here. Not gonna add a background or anything to this one. I want him to stand on his own. Go through, clean up any remaining pencil marks, and sign it, and we're done. That's it. That's the Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. So yeah, my rating for Return of the Living Dead is 4.5 out of 5 stars. I know that sounds really high, but this movie, it's for me. It's got a special place in my heart. really helped solidify my love for zombies. And I even did some work on a zombie comic book back in 2003 called Flesh Rot Tales from the Dead. They're my favorite of supernatural creatures, and I just really love drawing zombies. I think it's a lot of fun. And this is just the quintessential 80s flick for me too. You know, it's just so much fun. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got horror, it's got crazy special effects, it has humor to it. Some of the banter in here is just so great. The way characters play off each other. There's actually well-written jokes in it. It's a lot of fun. So I say, you know, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And if you have seen it, watch it again. It's just a happy place. Hey, thanks for watching. Do all the things that help the show grow and share your thoughts on the movie and what inspires you down in the comments. Check out Corrupted Youth Podcast for more movie discussions with my son Brennan and I. You can find episodes here on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Links are going to be down in the notes. So until next time, art and at hand the world.